I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I have a PhD in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists, and as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have what is a follow-up video to my How Many of the Guardian's 100 Best Novels of All Time Have I Read video, as well as a response to Katie from Books and Things video on said Guardian list, and the question of can BookTube make a better list? If you somehow don't know, The Guardian put together a list of 100 of the best novels of all time, according to 170 something authors, critics, and scholars that they surveyed, who they asked, what are your 10 favorite books, or your 10 best novels of all time, not favorite. And I do think there's a distinction, and we'll talk about that in a second. So The Guardian put out this list. Lots of people have been responding to it. I made my own response video talking about how many of these have I read and what did I think of some of their choices and some of their exclusions. And then Katie had made a very similar video, and she has also put together a survey asking the people of BookTube to put what are their 10 best novels of all time. And she is going to go through those and turn it into a list of 100, much like The Guardian did. So naturally, I am participating in this survey, and I thought I would make a video talking about my 10 best novels of all time before submitting my survey sheet. So, what do I mean by best here? And I think everybody has a very different definition of that, possibly. I am not taking it as my favorite novels of all time, because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Some of my favorite novels of all time are trash. My favorite series of all time, absolute trash. It's a sports mafia romance. A YA sports mafia romance. Like it's not good, I'm aware. So that would definitely not be on what I would say the best, although it is on my favorites. So best, I am taking into account a few things. And the first is, of course, how much I liked it, because it's subjective. It's the 10 best novels of all time according to me. And yeah, how much I liked a book is definitely going to affect where it would be on a list like that. But I am also taking into account the quality of the writing, the characterizations, the structure and the plotting, and also like a lot of technical aspects. And I think with some of these, once we get to them and I talk about it, you'll know what I mean. So, there's some things that it's just like, wow, that's really impressive. And you have to be like, yeah, that's really impressive. So I am taking all of that into account when putting together this list. I don't even know if I'm fully happy with this list of 10. I feel like these are the best 10 novels of all time, according to me, right now on this day, June 9th. 2026. I feel like it could change if you asked me on July 9th, 2026, or June 9th, 2027, or June 9th, 2030, which sounds like a fake year. So, this is a very much in the moment, what I think of it right now. And it could change completely. I mean, even between this week and last week, when I first started putting this together, stuff has shifted. The books are all still the same, but the order even shifted. So if you asked me tomorrow, it might be different. But as of today, these are the 10 best novels of all time, according to me. Let's jump in. So, at number 10 is a book that I really need to reread because I read it in my undergrad and I gave it 3 stars at the time, but I think about it so much And I have realized that I kind of wasn't ready to read it. And this is a way better book than a 3-star book, and I do need to reread it. But I do think it is one of the best books that I have ever read, which is another criteria for this list. It's only books that I've read because I can't speak to books I haven't read. Anyway, number 10 is The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. This is kind of a modern Indian classic focused on a set of twins living in late 60s India and their family and the story of kind of everyone in their family. This book is gorgeously written and is a very heartbreaking story. There is a lot of intense stuff going on in here. Themes about imperialism and colonization, also about Marxism and workers' rights and love, and and family. It's a family saga, really. We hear a lot about their mother and their grandmother and their uncle and their cousins. And it is just really phenomenal. And I cannot wait to reread it. I need to do it soon, maybe this year. I am trying to do more rereading this year. I also know I need to be in the right mood though, because it's sad. Like, this was heartbreaking. And I truly think it is one of the best novels I have ever read, even though at the time I read it, I only gave it 3 stars. It absolutely is one of the best novels I've ever read. It was on the Guardian's list as well, and well-deserved, frankly. Very well-deserved. Number 9 is another one that was on the Guardian's list. This is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. This takes place in a single day, showing the lives of Clarissa Dalloway, a kind of middle-aged society woman throwing a party, and Septimus Smith, a shell-shocked veteran of the First World War. This is beautifully written. Virginia Woolf's stream of consciousness narrative style is stunning. And this is another one that the first time I read it, I didn't appreciate it at all. And I have since come to think it is one of the best novels that I have ever read. I did think for a very long time between this and To the Lighthouse. The Guardian has To the Lighthouse higher than Mrs. Dalloway on their list. I think it was like number 3. But I have read Mrs. Dalloway more times than To the Lighthouse. I've only read To the Lighthouse once. I have read Mrs. Dalloway 3 times now. And this novel blows me away. In its technical skill and in these characters, it's just so good. Could To the Lighthouse kind of oust it at some point? Maybe, but as of right now, Mrs. Dalloway is one of the best novels I have ever read. At number 8 is a book that in a technical sense is not as good of a book as Mrs. Dalloway and The God of Small Things. However, the pacing and the plot structure and everything makes this, like, this is, like, it has to go higher for me than those other 2. And that is The Shining by Stephen King. This isn't even my favorite Stephen King novel, but I do think that it is the best of his that I have read. The absolute terror that you feel that builds so slowly in this book. The claustrophobia of it, because of course this is about a family who, Jack. I'm like, is Jack just the actor that played him? No, the character is also Jack. Jack Torrance and his wife and son have come to the Overlook Hotel up in the mountains to be the winter caretakers. They are alone, they are snowed in, and the Overlook is haunted. Like the most haunted place you have ever seen in your life. And it is preying on Jack Torrance's weaknesses. And the absolute terror and dread that you feel when reading this book. It is exciting. It is an interesting character exploration while also having a lightning fast plot. And just truly, truly a phenomenal work of literature. And honestly, I think a big flaw in the Guardians list was its lack of genre fiction. Like, I couldn't believe that nowhere in that 100 books was a Stephen King novel. Because this is really, truly so good. Not just for a horror book, but as a work of literature. Truly. Truly. Is Woolf a technically better writer than King? Yes. But King is a master storyteller. And this book shows that skill off so well. Book number 7 is another one that was on the Guardians list, but that I think should have been way, way higher than it was. Obviously, since it's at number 7 on my list. This is Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangarembga, whose name I'm probably butchering, and I'm so sorry. This is a modern classic from Zimbabwe telling the story of Tambu, a young girl growing up in what was then Rhodesia, and her experience as a woman in an African country, being educated in a school that is mostly like kind of English, like a kind of English school, but it's in Rhodesia. And her struggle to just be educated and be a person in an environment that is really kind of telling her that she is lesser. This book is amazing. The writing is spectacular. I mean, just this opening sentence. Listen to this opening sentence. I was not sorry when my brother died. Nor am I apologizing for my callousness, as you may define it, my lack of feeling. How can you not be immediately sucked in? It's an amazing coming of age story dealing with so many different themes surrounding gender, but also surrounding, again, imperialism. And just love this book so much, and I want everybody to read it. Book number 6 is one of my favorite books of all time, actually. And that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, the story of a group of students at a liberal arts college in Vermont studying Greek and Latin, and how they come to murder somebody. Not a spoiler, that's the first page. I love these characters. I love how unreliable of a narrator Richard? What is with these books not having any damn information on the back of them? Yes, Richard. I shouldn't doubt myself, but also they should have things like this on the back of the book. Anyway, he's such a deliciously unreliable narrator. And also the tension that Tartt builds in this is spectacular, while also having really sharp criticism of academia and the pretentiousness of it. That is honestly at times so subtle that people don't realize that this is satirizing it. I love this book. I couldn't believe this was not on the list. Honestly, that there was not a single Donna Tartt book on the list from The Guardian. I was like, what? How? What? So this absolutely is both one of the best novels I've ever read, but also one of my favorite novels. At number 5, I might be cheating because this is technically a series. However, I think a lot of people do kind of read it as one novel, and I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that the author originally meant for it to be one novel. And this is something that wasn't on the Guardian's list that I'm like, I don't understand. This is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. You know, just the foundation of modern fantasy. No big deal. Not at all. How is this not on the Guardian's list? Kate over at Diary of a Provincial Lady speculated that maybe it's because the votes kind of got distributed between the 3 novels and the people at the Guardian didn't have the wherewithal to, just put those all under Lord of the Rings. I don't know. This is a masterpiece. And I like The Secret History more than this, but I can acknowledge that this series is a masterpiece. An absolute, not only well written, well characterized, but the world building. Tolkien created multiple languages, whole histories. It is phenomenal. How was this not on the Guardian's list? I don't know, but it absolutely should have been, because this is the foundation of modern fantasy for a reason, and also one of the most beloved series in the world, both for books and films. There is a reason, and it is because Tolkien is a master writer. I've always said I wouldn't reread these because reading them's a lot of work, and also Tom Bombadil in The Fellowship of the Ring doesn't need to be there. I'm sorry. But, however, I'm getting more to the point where I'm I kind of want to reread Lord of the Rings. Because these are just so good. They're so good. Is it cheating to put a whole series? I don't know, but I'm doing it. Number 4 is similar to Lord of the Rings in that there is so much effort and skill involved in the writing of this book, that it blows my mind. This is Possession by A.S. Byatt. This is the story of 2 scholars who come across letters between Victorian poets that reveal a previously unknown love affair. And in this, Byatt writes the poetry of these 2 different poets who have entirely different styles from both each other and her. And she does it so masterfully that you could easily think that these were real poets. It's so good. And also, it's a great story as well. And I love it. It's another one of my favorite books as well. I do need to reread it. I've only read it the one time. But it stands out just so strongly in my mind because it was amazing. All right, we are in the top 3. And I think the top 2, nobody who's been on this channel is going to be surprised at. And for the author, for the 3rd one, I don't think anyone will be surprised either, but they might be surprised on the novel I have picked. This is Emma by Jane Austen. Now, Emma is not my favorite Austen novel. My favorite Austen novel is Persuasion. Emma is actually my 3rd favorite. However, I think that Emma, of all of her novels, is the best one. The best plotted and structured and characterized. This might be the perfect novel, actually. now that I'm thinking about it. It's incredible. The story of Emma Woodhouse, handsome, clever, and rich. And really her coming of age and realizing that she does not know everything as much as she thinks she does. I love this book so much. And I do truly think that it is the best written of Austen's. And just, again, a masterpiece. All of Austen's are masterpieces, but I think Emma is the best of them. I really do. Number 2, and I don't think this is a shock to anyone, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Classic Victorian coming-of-age story as our protagonist and narrator, Jane, goes through hardships and love and some real crazy stuff. I think what makes this book as amazing as it is Jane's narration. Jane, she just feels like a friend. Like, this is your friend who is telling you this absolutely wild story of that thing that happened to her, and you're like, girl, I have so many opinions, but please tell me more. It's so good. Everybody reads Jane Eyre at some point in school for a reason. And that is because it is one of the best novels ever. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I've talked so much about how much I love Jane Eyre that I don't think anyone really needs to hear it again. Now for my best novel of all time, which is also my favorite novel of all time, and those of you who watch the channel regularly can say it with me, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And this is not just at the top of my list because it is my favorite book. I truly believe this is a masterpiece. Bronte's writing is phenomenal. The way that she has structured this story with the parallels of the generations and the two different narrators and the unreliability of these two different narrators, because we are getting information like fourth or fifth hand sometimes. And the way she weaves this all together. I know this is a very divisive book. Some people really love it, like me, and some people think it is awful. And they are welcome to that opinion. I get it. Everybody in this book is a terrible person. It can be hard to read about terrible people. But this is a work of art, to me, in my opinion, and it is better than any work of art I have ever read in my life. It for me is always the gold standard of best novels. And like I said, I don't think that's surprising to any of you that have been around here for more than 2 seconds. So those are my 10 best novels of all time. I would love to hear down in the comments, have you read any of these? What did you think of them? Are there some that you're like, Elizabeth, that's crazy, why do you have that on there? Or Elizabeth, you're crazy, that book should be higher. Let me know. What are some of your best novels of all time? I am looking forward so much to seeing the results of Katie's survey and to see what 100 books BookTube thinks are the best of all time. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.